Yeah, so you haven't played volleyball for a few years. But let me clap
I
us in.
haven't played.
That's my clap. Why are you trying to steal the clap? You can have the clap. You're a brother. You're a brother from back in the days.
Nah.
Yeah. So volleyball. So that's right. The reason why I wanted to start the recording as you were talking about this topic, I'm happy to tell you. Don't worry about it, man. He's back on.
Yeah.
Hard. Like it was that I was explaining to him. It was.
Did he talk to you about it?
Yeah. When on the drive like on Friday because we were going to dodgeball. It's that plateau where when you commit to a sport. And then you hit that plateau and you're like, oh, but you just have to kind of exist in it and keep working despite. And because it's the body, bro, breakdown, recovery, shit like that, you just, oh, shit, and you find yourself on a different thing. That day I picked him up on Friday, he was like, oh, it was like a good game, like a lit game of like training, whatever it was they were doing. And he's like, now he was hyped, he feels pumped again. So yeah, it seemed like first of all, thank you for tuning in. I didn't think
Thank you for having me. We were trying to get this done for a long time.
I feel like a lot of it. I was worried that there was a level of like burden on you, like getting in your way. Like, I mean, first of all, I don't even need to do this, man. Sometimes just to kick with you, like, let's go get a coffee, that kind of stuff, or just fuck the coffee, just meet up, stand and talk.
Going on another trip, man.
Yeah, that road trip.
Always just hang out.
Oh, I just love that. It's such a full. Dude, you know, I think we've been friends for like 8 years now.
For a long time.
I met you in year 8, right?
Yeah.
Let's say year 8 was 2013. So 8 years.
No, we became friends quickly.
Yeah. Oh,
like we met and then
we met and we're like, cool.
Yeah.
And then like I think it was a couple of days later, I'm like, we started hanging out. Let's keep doing this.
Yeah.
Ah, dude. The reason I say that is because I don't know if you got it today on Facebook. I woke up to like the anniversary things remind you of like the last time you posted photos and stuff. I just realized I didn't turn the camera on, but we'll keep talking and I'll turn it when it feels great.
Every so often you get like pictures like, hey, this was
7
years ago,
bro, like that. Just looking at like, damn, we were kids and
we were kids, man.
Oh, we were
It was
like
a fun time.
Oh, just less to care about.
Exactly.
Actually, I think we're all kind of on the same page. We cared about like doing well in school and stuff. We weren't like crazy nerds or anything. Like we just did our work. Like I know you cared about you doing your English and your writing. You had your fountain pen. Keep talking.
Like I don't think we had less cares, but we just had less responsibilities.
Yeah, we had more like less. What's this? Oh no.
Less responsibilities. Like we didn't.
I'm not gonna try to fuck it up. Responsibilities is the best word.
Yeah.
We literally we weren't responsible for much.
Yeah.
We'd all like be the type of people who all something would happen. Cool. We all hop on the buses and trains and we all meet up. Like, all right, let's go. This sound thing got a fix. But give me a second.
Keep touching it.
Huh? I need to change the sound system. Like this isn't gonna be permanent. This is probably for the year. Like by the start of next year, I won't be doing USB mics anymore. Because USB mics are no good. Fucking, are we good? All right.
All right, we're back.
Thanks for bearing with me. Point being, yeah, dude. Oh fuck, such good times. Can I just kind of paint my side? I don't know.
Go for it. Yeah.
I don't know what how much you understood this, but my school, so primary school, annoying kid, got bullied. Fair enough. You know me. I talk a lot. It's naturally going to happen. I go into high school. Some of those primary school kids still go with me, so the reputation kind of follows. Fair enough. No drums. That's year 7. I'm not making a lot of friends. Year 8, not making a lot of friends. Boom. I made friends outside of school, and I think like within that like couple of months, I start meeting. It was probably like less than a year. Boom.
Yeah.
I meet you guys because a friend from that group that I had made went to your school. We don't say the name of your school here because like we always have it. You've seen. So please don't, because then I have to go search and find the sound thing and go beep. It's such a time waster. But point being, yeah, I love that school, by the way. Like I think this is this is a known fact. Wannabe. she went to that school. I'm still friends with her. I meet some of her friends. No dramas. Through her friends, I met you and your crew. And it's just.
I don't remember how we met.
I remember.
Oh.
We were walking. There was a girl I liked at the time, Sydney. Yeah. And I think a mate of yours liked her as well, or like there was a rumor started about it, but it wasn't true. He was just like looking out for her, whatever the case.
A high school drama.
Oh yeah, just crap that doesn't matter.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
worth like talking about because it's like, hey, that happened, and it's great that I can remember it. But children's festival, no, the autumn's festival, like the Falls festival in.
Yeah, it was some festival. I
Yeah,
think.
exactly. So she was walking me to go to the train to go to tutoring. We walked past you and I think it was a couple of your boys, and I was like, oh, this is Simon, this is Zach. Nice. Hey man, nice to meet you. Cool. Right, great. That was how we met. And then I think it was like a week or something later, I might have run into you in Bankstown. Maybe not you, but someone else.
But you know what I remember? I don't know how we met James either, but we went to the James's party together.
Oh, how did you meet James?
know.
Definitely introduced you to me. Like I probably brought him to like.
I feel like you introduced him to us.
I think I definitely 100%.
Yeah.
1,000,000%. We went to the same school. He was my first friend in that school. Me and James. I think if we go through photos and stuff, Instagram might have been like movies. Because the thing is, me and James' experience, we never met the group ever initially as the whole. We'd always meet parts and have the parts fill in. So James would have met like Brian or something like that, movie kind of thing. Cool, we all kick it, holding big jugs of fuck off orange juice because we thought we could just put anything in our body. Crazy. Being just delinquents. And from then, that was when he eventually met you and got along. And good
But
God.
you know what happened? Like high school finishes, there's a big gap.
Yeah, but it's
Like an almost equivalent gap of the years we were together to an equivalent gap of us not interacting.
yeah. But like, well, that's specific to us. But the reason, I mean, I feel like there was a drift like across, but it was kind of like we all had our things to do. Like
Yeah.
I remember during like first year and stuff like that, I was hearing, okay, Zaki is working with I think Anna at the time on like this video project and stuff. I was like, great, cool on him. Like, it was interesting, eh? Actually, you know what? We can kind of like try to like answer for like that gap being. I don't even know, eh? Because
like,
if we see each other, it's like that.
You
No
just
animosity.
naturally drift.
Yeah, it was a natural.
I don't think there was.
It's like a wave.
Yeah.
Because now, I mean, I think I contribute on my side. It was a level of like, and I think maybe we can all pick a commonality in this is you're in uni, you make your uni friends who are specific to the work that you're doing or specific to the time, like your weekly timeline. Like you might not do the same class as me, but I met you, you're a friend, and now because I show up to class on these days, I see you. So the friends kind of adapt to like a level of convenience, right? Personally, my experience was I was definitely a lot of a people pleaser during uni because I was making up for a lot of the high school time, or I was still fitting into that role of the person kind of knew everyone. So I was committing a lot of time to that, and I think it was so you're committing a lot of time to the things that you see that are more focused and up close, like uni, your uni friends and stuff like that. You know, I go to uni every day, so I'm naturally going to keep this up and afloat. You go to uni, it's a different place. So there's never a level of like naturally kind of going to rub into each other. And then if you remove because you've got all that as a distraction, you remove I think a need or desire to hit you up. Hey man, how you going? You just forget it. It drifts without any issue. And then I think that's where we find ourselves in the place we are now. But I like it that when we did like see each other again, it was like fresh.
No, when we're back together, it's like it's good times. We never.
Oh yeah, without a hitch, because I mean nothing
hitch.
happened. It's almost like, to be honest, because you can only talk about your personal experience. My personal experience is that with COVID and how I decided to kind of centralize here, keep it closer to the West, I started to realize. First thing I realized was I don't really want that many friends. I want to keep my circle small and tight, which is fine. And I think a good kind of, because there's lots that you can do in your progression of life with, who becomes your friends and stuff like that, was to go, look back in my past, these are the people that I know. I don't. There's a quote that I said back in like one of the first few episodes was, I don't make any more childhood friends. So I'm just gonna tap into this. And hey, some things won't work. You know, some things you want, you're like, oh, could be we were good again, but just can't be like that, and it's fine. It's okay. That's the progression of time. That's the same things you compare with how we kind of drifted for a bit. But when it works and there's a level of, connection, there's something there. Great. Oh, and it feels good. It feels so rewarding.
It's easier to make friends in high school though.
Easier? Yeah, because I mean, like, it almost feels like
you just sit next to the person in class and. Like after 2 classes.
It's half the job, yeah.
Yeah.
You just sit like, oh, got no one else to talk to.
Yeah.
How
in high school, in uni, after uni, when you're an adult now, I think it's very different.
For me, I felt first year, second year, like those early years, I did find it easy, which is probably not much to say because it's just real similar to the high school model if you think about it. I haven't been back now as someone who's more mature. I plan to. Right now, my mindset is I feel like if it was easy.
Are you going back to uni?
Eventually, yeah. 100%.
Are you doing your masters?
No. I'm finishing my bachelor's.
You never finished it?
I know.
I thought you did.
Nah. We drifted, brother.
And you did English too.
Yeah. We both do English.
Yeah. I'm doing my masters right now.
All right, rub it in. It's because I took a pause to kind of work and I wanted to kind of see things more broadly, and then I'll come back through with like I suppose a more educated mindset. Because
I figured you finished, and then I figured what was going to happen is you were also going to get into masters.
Well, the thing is that's not something I can't do. That's not something I wouldn't do.
No, when you said you were going back, I thought you like.
Oh, you thought I was going back to do masters?
To be like,
nah.
I'm doing masters.
Nah, I'd be going back to do bachelors, and that's why I feel what I feel, like that the whole idea of, because it was easy for me, those first few years. I feel like if I go back now as someone who's grown up, knowledgeable on the outside of the things that people might miss out, because I'm going to be a little bit older than everyone else. I feel like it might be easier for me because I've kind of hacked it. Like, because I just, you remove a lot of like the bright-eyed, hopeful, young kind of child thing, and suddenly you're at an advantage. When you're young and you're in uni, you think, oh, these friends I'm making, we're gonna, it's all great. But if I come in, I feel like my perspective as an older person will be like, okay, I'm smart now. Like, I know where to invest my time with different people. I can get the vibe that's like, oh yeah, this guy's been around for a while. Let's make this something meaningful, because we're gonna work together on assignments or whatever it is. But also, I'm going to dedicate more time to this. And then I'll also be able to sense when it's, oh, yeah, nah, maybe not. I feel like you were always good at that, actually.
What?
It's hark back to that story, like when you were talking to this chick and she was like, oh, I think we'd be good friends. You're like, I've got enough friends, Like, I'm not trying to make more friends. Like, all good.
No, that's me in uni trying to make some.
Why? My understanding was Zaki had all his friends.
I was necessarily trying to make friends. I feel like I had enough friends. But there was, like, I genuinely liked her in class, and we clicked a few sessions after class. And then I asked her out on a date, and then I think she was cool with it, but then she was like, when they're kind of interested, but then they just want to be friends?
Is it a commitment thing, or like they don't want to kind of tick off all their options?
No, it's like they're not ready to be in a relationship, but they're cool with being friends. And then she asked me if we could just be friends. I was like, no. I've got enough friends.
No,
I'm good. I have friends.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like I feel like people, because everyone has a different way of taking, think about it. This whole conversation we had about that, not once was the friend zone brought up. There is no friend zone. It doesn't exist. In your universe, it doesn't exist. So you don't have to subscribe to this idea or feel this thing. But then I see the people who do it, I'm like, mate, you're putting this on yourself. You're letting it get to you.
I feel like this isn't to everyone who gets friend zoned. I feel like there are legitimate reasons people sometimes themselves, they engage in friend zones, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like if you feel like you're trapped in there, it's on you.
Yeah, exactly. No, I agree, because it's called, because the reason why we don't bring up the word friend zone is because, you know what you just said about when you're cool with it? it's not called the friends. It's just literally friends. It's when you feel trapped that you call it a zone. You give it like a
It's
segregated
like
area.
when you want something more, but the other person is holding you back.
Yeah, exactly. Now
Yeah.
you feel a certain way, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like that's a very good approach. Just if that's not what you want, unsubscribe, remove yourself, and
Get out of there.
don't get out of there. Don't feel that. I mean, what do they call it nowadays? I'm starting to feel that thing that I think our parents would have felt, where the language starts to change and you're start kind of out of it. Things like the word simp and stuff like that. That's new.
I hate that word.
Me too. I don't, it's not part of my vocabulary, bro. Like, I'm like, what? I think, yeah, did we ever have something for the word simp back then?
Nah.
Little bitch. Like not to be an asshole, but like,
That's the closest thing
yeah.
I was thinking of.
What, is that what you're thinking of as well?
That's what I was thinking.
Exactly. We just didn't want to know if we wanted to cross that line, but let's be honest, back then, little bitch. But the point being, we've grown a lot. Times changed. Do you feel kind of okay in the position though?
Right. Yeah. No. Okay. So here's a really weird thing, right? In high school, I thought I knew who I was. Right.
We all thought you knew who you
Yeah.
was.
No. And I feel like I had a decent grasp of who I was when I was in high school. But here's the thing. Now looking back, like, you're not fully mature. Because you're not fully mature, you can have your own ideas of who you are, but you're not, like, it's like you're not fully formed, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your ideas are kind of half baked.
Yeah.
You
Or like your whole identity is kind of half baked. When you're in high school, like, it's like you gravitate towards whatever is closest, and then you get molded too quickly. People around you can shape you. And then I feel like in high school, it's not like I was getting molded by anyone or anything like that. I thought I had a good grasp, but now looking back, I don't think I did. And even in my undergrads, I don't think I was fully mature.
Do you think you are now though?
I don't think I'm fully mature right.
But isn't that
either.
the true full maturity when you realize you're not mature, and that's you start the journey to mature when you realize you're not mature.
That's the thing. I feel like the older I get, the more I realize, like, these are the things that I feel like I'm lacking.
So you start finding like gaps and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I
Like
can give
for example, right? You've had quite a few people on this show talk about the experiences in high school, right?
Yep.
I had like an average high school days.
Oh.
From what I feel.
Yeah, for what you felt. Yeah, fair
From
enough.
From what I feel. But then, and in my, like, when I was in high school, I don't know if I should say confident or cocky, right? But I never had any trouble being me, and
Two sides of the same coin, you know,
Yeah.
confidence and cocky.
Yeah.
People see it different. You know, I can see how I myself saw it as confidence, but others might see it as cocky.
I feel like you would probably have a good vantage point
To
of how
see,
I was.
yeah. Oh, definitely. I was up close. Well, as you're saying what you're saying now, I'm feeling in that as well, because my understanding is, I mean, when we're talking about you back then, we're talking about me at that age as well. So we would all have looked at you and what you call average as, like, it's really good. Like, damn, it's, you know, you kind of like a bit of the young leader of the group kind of thing. You know, you kind of
like, you know,
guided things.
The notions of when you're young and you're like, groups have leaders and all
Yeah,
that stuff.
but it was not that we. But that I think that was why, like I even saying leader now, it felt because there was never, you know, a true like all on Zaki, all on. It was just like this. You kind of moved to that, right? And so I looked at you as someone who was very confident, secure in who you were. Like, it was almost like you knew, like you were already. It seemed like you knew because of how you carried yourself. Personally, I felt it was a cultural thing. I felt like you come from a culture where there's a lot of being self-reliant and independent and being able to do things for yourself. I see it in my own culture too. When I go back home to Vietnam, like you see the pockets that you miss when it comes to, let's not say personality stuff, but just being able to do things, right? I look at someone like you, I'm like, he can do things. So suddenly, you it feels like you're a person who's more capable. But of course, when you're in your inside, your personal, you know what's going on. What do you feel like you looking back lacked, despite being this person who we all thought had it all answered?
No, it's like looking back, it's kind of like hard to put into words. Like, I have no regrets about high school.
Oh, definitely.
I have good memories, but now looking back, I don't think I had a fully formed identity, if that makes sense. It's like, and not necessarily me. And I think everyone in high school, like, they have all these ideas of how they are as a person. I don't think it's because they're not fully mature, it's not fully fleshed out. So you can't say right now, because you knew someone in high school, you can't say they're the same person.
True. No, that's like...
And I feel like people who knew me in high school, like people, if they don't know me now, but they just knew me back then, they don't know who I am now based on who I was in high school.
So far removed from that person. Because you've lived more life, you've seen more things. Is that what you feel?
I feel like overall I've matured, but then now that I'm saying that, it's not like saying I'm like I'm a fully grown.
You've
man.
Matured from then. You're not.
Yeah. I've matured from then. Exactly. Yeah.
I definitely think there's this level of, like, as we're growing up, the kind of learning you do where I can't put it down in writing. I can't tell you what I've learnt, but I've learnt something. And that thing, it's real, like, small and noticeable, but it's going to affect the way I care about everything. It's like, and I think, if we look back on when we were young and older people were telling us, you understand when you're older, that kind of stuff. To this day, I feel like there's a lot that we look back on when we were young, because now because if I use that example of going back to uni, it's like you kind of know the cheat codes and, like, the strategies to kind of, if I could go back and do this, I'd run this way, Let's take advantage of the fact that when you're young, your mind learns faster. So cool, let's focus on learning all these great things that I want to learn, Your body, it's literally like something that's on steroids, right? Let me pump it harder, and not be so lazy when it comes to training. Those little things. But, it's so easy to say it, but you can't teach it. You just either pick it up or you don't, right?
Yeah.